You need to show how deep is your love.
Hawk Tua.
Stay on the back.
Yeah, that's great. Happy Saturday. Let's talk about Oregon and Missouri. I uploaded the Texas prediction video earlier. The Penn State prediction video is already done. It'll be up next. But let's get started on Oregon and Missouri. These two teams were both requested multiple times on the Patreon page. So Texas already done and uploaded. Penn State set to be uploaded later. Oregon and Missouri will be the next two up. Let's see. What am I looking for here? Y'all having a good weekend? No, that's not what I'm looking for. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. All right, Oregon and Missouri. Alabama, Washington, Michigan, Texas A&M, Colorado, Georgia, Bama, Michigan State, Tennessee, Colorado, Tennessee, Ohio State. Could have done Ohio State. Nebraska, Penn State, Missouri. There it is, Missouri. Shout out Eddie R. Eddie R wants a Missouri prediction video. Eddie, thank you for supporting the channel. over on the Patreon page. If you're on the Patreon page and you haven't put your team on the list yet, you need to do it super quick because this list is ridiculously long. I'm going to do the best I can to make it through the entire list, but I'm giving you, I've got 6 weeks left about until the season starts. So I'm going to do the best. I'm going to do the best I can to get through the list. But if you're on the Patreon page and you haven't left a comment on that post over there yet about what team you want me to do, you need to get on that ASAP. The link to the Patreon page is in the description of the video. But thank you, Eddie R. We're going to get to talking about Missouri today. The prediction video for Missouri then will be uploaded in a day or two. Let's see. And what's the other team we're doing? Oregon. Yeah. Missouri and Oregon. All right. Let's see what Missouri, Bama, Memphis, Baylor, Georgia Tech, Oklahoma State, Purdue, Colorado, Penn State, Texas A&M, all 3 service academies, Pitt, Kentucky, Texas, Oklahoma State, Oregon. There it is. Dan from Oregon. Shout out to you, Dan. Thank you for supporting the channel over on the Patreon page, buddy. Oregon prediction video coming up here in the next couple of days. We're going to get started on it right now. Let me make sure I didn't leave anybody out. Florida, Ohio State, LSU, Texas Tech, Oregon State, Penn State, Southern Cal, Oklahoma, Memphis, Oregon. Lynn Johnson. Shout out Lynn Johnson. Lynn also wants to see Oregon. Thank you, Lynn. Clemson, Liberty, Oregon. Another one for Oregon. I knew one of these had more than one. Oregon man. Shout out Oregon man. He wants to see an Oregon prediction video. Of course, Oregon man wants to see an Oregon prediction. Thank you, Oregon man. We'll get right on that today for you. Air Force Academy. Oklahoma, Bama, Central Florida. I do need to do Central Florida. I think they're going to be good this year. I think they're going to surprise some people. Minnesota, Bammer, Syracuse, Bammer, LSU, Army, Tennessee, Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech, Wisconsin, App State, Mizzou. All right, here's another one from Mizzou. Alex H. Shout out to Alex H. and Eddie R. They want Mizzou predictions. Thank you all for supporting the channel with the Patreon page. Let's see, what else? Utah, Central Florida. Another one for Oregon. Go Utes. Go Utes wants an Oregon prediction, so that's what we're going to do. Thank you, Go Utes. I think that's a Texas A&M. I don't know. Somebody left an entire paragraph, a thesis statement. Army, Air Force, Navy, SMU, South Carolina, Boston College, Ohio State. All right. Oregon and Missouri up today. We'll do Oregon first. Again, shout out to Oregon man, Dan, Lynn J, and Go Utes. They all want Oregon predictions, so that's what we're going to give them. Thank you all for supporting the channel over on the Patreon page. Again, the link to the Patreon page is in the description. There will be a Patreon stream right after this stream today, too. We reset the wrenches on the channel a week or so ago, and everybody on the Patreon stream gets a wrench. That's how the wrenches work around here. Been doing it that way for a couple of years. Seems to be working fine. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But the only way to get the wrench is to show up. You have to show up on the Patreon page. Even if you don't care about the stream, even if you don't want to watch the Patreon stream, just come to the Patreon stream, leave a comment in the live chat. That's the only way I can give you a wrench is when we do the Patreon stream. So again, this stream will probably take an hour or so for me to make the notes on Oregon and Missouri. When we end this video, I will start up another live stream over on the Patreon page, and we'll hand out wrenches, and we'll hang out on the Patreon page for a couple hours later this afternoon. So that's the plan there. Everybody got it? Everybody good? Everybody okay? Good. Good. far as Pay-Lou goes, I didn't bet on the soccer games today. Shout out to England though. They advanced with a win earlier today and penalty kicks over who'd England play? Shit, I don't even remember now. And now Netherlands and Turkey are playing now, but I didn't bet on those. The only baseball game I've bet on today that has started is I bet the over in the Astros Twins games. I have over 8, and they're at 6 or 7 runs in the third inning, so I'm looking good there. I haven't bet on any of the afternoon or the primetime games in baseball yet, so that's your Pay-Lou update. Fuck the bookie, Pay-Lou. Let's win some baseball bets today. Told you to go to the Patreon page, leave a comment, let me know what team you want to do. We're running out of time. The list is very long. You need to go over there if you haven't already. Leave a comment on the Patreon page. On the Patreon, if you've never been over to the Patreon page before, it works kind of like a Facebook page, except I'm the only one that can make posts. But it's laid out kind of like an old school Facebook page. So when you go over there, you'll just see posts by me on there. 2 or 3 posts down, there's a post called Prediction Videos, and it says comment down below what team you want me to do a prediction video of, or something like that. Just leave a comment with the team you want me to do a prediction video for, because every day when I sit down and get ready to do these prediction videos, that's where I go, the Patreon page. I scroll through the list and I pick a team off of that list. But the list is really long. We got 6 weeks left at the start of the season. I'm gonna do the best I can to get through the list, but you need to get over there. If you haven't commented on that yet, you need to get over there and do that quick. The link to the Patreon page is in the description. All right, let's talk about Oregon. What do I need to do? What do I need to do? You need to let it do what it do. Uncle Lou, what it do? It do what it do. You already know. Nothing has changed. It's always done what it does, and it's going to continue to do what it did. Oh, boy. Bad news. I've got some bad news. I've got some bad news. I'm not happy about it. It doesn't give me any joy to share this with you. I watched the new Beverly Hills Cop movie. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself, setting myself up like this. I did the same thing with Coming to America. They did a sequel or whatever to Coming to America a couple of years ago for no reason. No one was asking for a Coming to America. No, I don't know why they did it, but they did. It was absolutely terrible. Now, the new Beverly Hills Cop, it's not terrible. It's watchable, at least. That Coming to America movie was unwatchable. This one is watchable, but it is a big disappointment. It does not hold a candle to the original Beverly Hills Cop trilogy. It just doesn't. It's decent, but it was a big letdown. A big letdown. I had high hopes. That's my fault. I set myself up. That's on me. The Twins and the Astros are at 8 runs in the 4th inning. I have over 8, so I only need one more run in the last 5 innings. I'm feeling pretty confident that's going to be a winner. Pay-Lou. Pay-Lou. The Pay-Lou movement is full steam ahead. All right, we're going to do Oregon first. We're going to do Oregon first because I said so. All right, what I like to do first when I get ready to make these prediction videos, the first thing I do, I pull up the schedule. I write the schedule down. I guess they can't. I guess they won't. I guess they fronting. That's why they know their life is out of luck, fool. writing down the schedule. Oh, I'll put it up for you. Y'all ain't got no interest in looking at me anyway, I don't think. There's their schedule. Well, how many games y'all think they're losing? Is the music too loud, by the way? Y'all want me to turn the music down? All right. So that's the schedule. You can't even hear the music? Okay, good. 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 All right. How many games is Oregon losing? 1, 2, 2, 0, 1, 2 to 3, 1. How about now? You hear the music now? 4 and 8? Are you mentally retarded or trolling? It's hard to tell sometimes with y'all. 1 or 2? 4? Come on, man. 4? Man, come on. You don't believe that. Ryan Day might be out of a job if he don't win the Natty. That's fake news. If he goes 15-1 with a loss in the national championship game, he's not losing his job. 1 to 3, 2 tops. Probably 2. All right. Just from looking at the schedule, this isn't my prediction because this is what I do when I get ready to do these prediction videos. So the first thing I do before I look up any information on the team is I look at the schedule, and just based off of what I already know or what I think I know, without trying to figure out which exact games they might win or lose, I try to figure out what does this look like to me just with this schedule. I don't see any way possible they lose more than 2. I guess they could lose at home to Ohio State. They could lose on the road at Michigan. And then they could just fumble the bag one week and lose any other random game. But they're going to be favored in every game on here. They're a favorite at home against Ohio State right now. They're going to be favored on the road at Michigan. At Wisconsin, they'll be a favorite. Could they lose that? But, so the week before they play Ohio State, they play Michigan State. That's a nothing game, so you don't have to worry about nothing there. Who does Ohio State play the week before the Oregon game? Iowa. So Ohio State's got the tougher game the week before. Ohio State has to play Iowa. Tough physical defense. I'm not saying they'll beat Ohio State, but they're a good defense. They're a tough physical team. Whereas Oregon is going to be beaten up on a bad Michigan State team. That favors Oregon. It's at home. That favors Oregon. What about the Michigan game? So, Oregon plays Illinois the week before they play at Michigan. And the Illinois game's a home game for Oregon. Illinois really fell off the cliff last year. It's homecoming for Oregon. Should be an easy win for Oregon against Illinois. So who does Michigan play the week before they play Oregon? Michigan State. So both teams have, I mean, that is technically a rivalry game for Michigan, the Michigan State game, but man, Michigan State's bad. I mean, I like Jonathan Smith, but I don't think he can get that thing turned around in 1 year. So they both have easy games before they play. Oregon and Michigan do. The Wisconsin game, they play at Wisconsin. The week before that, they host Maryland. Wisconsin, the week before the Oregon game, is on a bye week. That could, and maybe that's something there. So Wisconsin has a bye before they host Oregon. Y'all buying Wisconsin this year or what? Luke Fickell, year 2, brand new offense. No more 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Y'all buying it or no? Paxton says no. Not buying Wisconsin. No. I don't think they beat Ohio State and Michigan. You mean you don't think they beat both of them, or you don't think they beat either of them? Oh, you think they beat one of them? Okay. Gabriel lost at Kansas and at Okie State last year. Don't forget South Alabama. No, I'm sorry. That was Oklahoma State. Not Dylan Gabriel. Not Oklahoma. Oregon defense will be better than Wisconsin, and their defense will be far better. Offense will be far better. Yeah, Oregon's a way better team than Wisconsin. Better team doesn't always win. It's not as easy. It's not as easy as just trying to figure out who the better team is. There's way more to it than that. Is it at home? Is it on the road? Is it off a bye week? Is it not off a bye week? Is it in the beginning of the year? Is it at the end of the year? Is it before or after a rivalry game? It's way more than just trying to figure out. There's nobody on planet Earth that thinks Wisconsin is a better team than Oregon. There's more to picking a winner than that. Auburn is getting ready to get spanked by Alabama A&M. Yeah, I don't see that happening, boss. I don't see that happening, boss. All right, let's look some stuff up about Oregon. Make some notes here. Let's see. Dan Lanning. All right, Dan Lanning, year 3. I don't know what that noise was. Dan Lanning, year 3. 10-3 his first year, 12-2 last year. What am I looking at here? All right, 2022, 10-3. Lost that opener to Georgia, then lost to Washington and Oregon State. Damn, so he never beat Washington, huh? Because he lost to Washington twice last year, didn't he? Let's see. I think those were the only two losses last season, wasn't it? Yeah, lost at Washington in the regular season and then lost to Washington in the Pac-12 title game. What the hell? What the hell going on? You never know. Oregon could have 3 losses after the season is over because they could lose to Wisconsin, Michigan, and Ohio State this year. I'd be absolutely shocked if Oregon loses 3 games. Absolutely shocked. They beat the absolute soul out of Liberty in that bowl game last year. Hate to see that. Hate to see that. I guess instead of watching Liberty get the shit beat out of them in a bowl game, we get to watch Liberty get the shit beat out of them in a playoff game this year. Is that the deal? Is that the deal with that? All right. Let's start with the offense, and then we'll look at the defense. Of course, they got Dylan Gabriel through the portal, quarterback from Oklahoma. God damn. 530 yards per game last year for Oregon. $44 points per game. It's unbelievable they lost to Washington twice. They were favored both times, too. Wide receiver Tez Johnson. Holds the Oregon record for most receptions in a season. He's back. So that's a good target for Dylan Gabriel. Let's see. A couple of upperclassmen. Trayshawn Holden and Gary Bryant Jr. Oh, you know what? I completely forgot they got Evan Stewart. Now, he's a baller. He's good. He's been wasting away at Texas A&M, but that joker is good. Wide receiver, Evan Stewart. I forgot they got him. Three offensive linemen, or starting offensive linemen, are back, including both tackles. That's good news. Who's going to run the ball for Oregon? Who's Oregon's running back? Interested to see if Oregon's defensive line takes another jump. We're fixing to talk about the defense here in just a minute. But what's up with Oregon's running backs? Jordan James, did he play last year? I've never heard of the guy. I'm not saying that means anything, but never heard of him. Jordan James is a stud. Can anybody confirm that other than an Oregon fan? Jordan James. Because fans think every player they have is the best ever. Let's see. All right, he's a junior. 759 yards, 11 touchdowns last year. 7.1 yards per carry. That is pretty good. $15 catches and 1 touchdown, so not a whole lot out of the catching out of the backfield, but that's pretty good on the ground. 759 yards. 7.1 yards per carry. That's good. 11 touchdowns. Gabriel gets the Heisman. He'll be in the race at the end, I think. He'll be in there at the end. Jordan James is a great running back. I got to watch him in person, says Oregon man. I know that Oregon has never won a national championship, but they are still a consistently good. Dog, I'll whip your fucking ass. Come here, baby. Hey, lady. Here, come get this dog. We'll be eating Chinese for dinner.
Come on, out. Go. Go.
Mess with my damn cat. I'll string that dog up from the nearest line. In here messing with the cat for no reason. Me and the cat in here minding our own fucking business. This dog comes in here like he's got a problem. Well, hey, just so happens I'm a professional problem solver. Let me hear one more again. Say what one more time? Dummy. Got me all discombobulated now. We were about to start talking about Oregon's defense. All right, I hit my over bet. I had over 8 in the Astros Twins game, and they're at 10 runs in the 5th inning. So we're good to go there. What now? Let's see. It's 3:30. At 3:30. Now coming up at 4 o'clock, we got the Mets and the Pirates. I like the Mets. We've got the Orioles and the A's. I like the Orioles. There's some other games too, but I ain't got no interest in it. Rays and Rangers, don't care. Cardinals, Nationals, no. White Sox and Marlins. I might bet something in the Marlins game. Boy, those are 2 bad teams there. The White Sox and the Marlins. Detroit and Cincinnati. San Francisco and Cleveland. You know, I kind of like Cleveland too. I like the Guardians today. I don't know. I got a few minutes before I got to decide what bets I want to make on the 4 o'clock games. But it looks like we're going to be, well, it doesn't look like. We are 1-0. The Pay-Lou movement. 1-0 today with the Astros, with the win on the Astros and Twins. All right. Oregon's defense. Back to what we're supposed to be doing here. I need to try to stay on topic. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Let's see. Lost 4 interior defensive linemen from last year. So they got a lot to replace there. They had 34 sacks last year. They got a transfer from Houston, Jamari Caldwell, to play on the defensive line. Jordan Birch. Why do I know that name? I think I know him from recruiting. I think Georgia wanted him out of high school and didn't get him. I guess that's because he's at Oregon. Oh, look at this. Fans are excited about the growth of Mateo UncleLouHere. That's right. DJ Ukulele's little brother plays what, linebacker for Oregon? Is that what he is? Is he a Oregon man? Is Ooga Badoogie a linebacker or what? Edge rusher? Okay. Ooga Badoogie. Ah, damn. Shit. There's two. Just think about it. There's two Ooga Badoogies in college football in the same year. That's wild. One at Florida State, DJ, and one in Oregon. Mateo? Is that what's this fucker's name? Mateo UncleLouHere. The ukulele. Mateo Ugadoogie. Turkey has taken an early lead over the Netherlands in the Euros. They're up 1-0 in the 36th minute. Shout out to Turkey. There's a 0% chance Oregon wins the national championship, says George. There's a way higher percentage chance than that, buddy. Don't they have the third or fourth best odds? We're going to look at the Vegas odds for Oregon in a minute, but I think they've got the third, fourth best odds, something like that, to win it. They're going to be good. How mad will Clemson fans be if they lose to DJ? Oh, they're big mad. Huge mad. They have a better chance to... Yeah. Oregon's got a better chance of winning the national title than Florida does of making a bowl game. Oh, boy, Florida. Half the time I forget Florida even has a team anymore. They're in full-fledged give-up mode. Yep. Yep. Mizzou has a very favorable schedule. Yeah, we're going to talk about Missouri when we're done with Oregon. Let's get back to Oregon. Let's see. Where'd the defense go? All right, Oregon. DJ Ooga Badoogie. I got off track with the whole Ooga Badoogie thing. All right, here we go. 34 sacks last year, so they love to get after the quarterback, but they lose a lot on the interior of the defensive line. Houston transfer Jamari Caldwell. Why did I think Jordan Birch went to South Carolina? Did he? And then he transferred to Oregon? I know that name. Why do I know the name Jordan Birch? I'm thinking it was a high school recruit that Georgia almost got, but then didn't. But I'm thinking, did he go to South Carolina and now he has transferred to Oregon? Or am I just totally off and he just been at Oregon the whole time? What? He did go to South Carolina and transferred. Okay. All right. So is this his first year at Oregon? Wasn't he a freshman? Was he a freshman last year or the year before? I guess I could just look this shit up, but I'll just look it up. All right, Jordan Birch. Oh God, okay. He's been in college forever and a day. This is his fourth year. Okay. He was at South Carolina for 3 years. He started his second and third year in every game, played all 13 games. Last year was his best year. 2022, or his last year at South Carolina was his best year. 2022. He was at Oregon last year. His last year at South Carolina, he had 60 tackles and 3.5 sacks. Last year at Oregon, 34 tackles, 3 sacks, 7.5 tackles for loss. I remember him coming out of high school, though. He's a defensive end, I guess, for Oregon, depending on what formation they're in. Mateo Uiagalelei. I don't think it matters what I write down about Oregon's defense. Whenever I do the video, I'm pretty sure all I'm going to do is talk about Oogie Badoogie. Mateo Oogie Badoogie. Okay. Let's just move on. Justin Jacobs and Jeffrey Bassa. Linebackers. Oregon is recruited really good. Some of these first-year players are going to be really good. All right, they're replacing a lot in the secondary. They went out in the portal. Let's see. Jabbar Muhammad from Washington. Cam Alexander from UTSA at corner. A lot of talent in the secondary, though. All right. Returning production for Oregon. Let's see where they fall. They lost. Anytime you lose a quarterback, your returning production takes a hit. Let's see. They're 28th in the country in returning production. 68% of their offense is back, 70% of their defense. That's 68% and 70%. It's not bad. Not too bad. All right, what does Vegas say about Oregon? I bet you they're pretty high on them. All right, according to Vegas, Oregon will win how many games? Ten and a half. Vegas has their over-under at 10.5. Odds to win the Big Ten. The second best odds to win the Big Ten behind Ohio State, but it's very close. Their odds are plus 215. Ohio State is at plus 155, so that's pretty close. All right, odds to win the national title. They have the fourth best odds to win the national title. Right behind Texas. Oregon, so Georgia has the best odds at plus 320, followed by Ohio State at plus 400, Texas at plus 750, Oregon at plus 850. All right. So now we go back to the schedule. If I can find it. All right. Have we changed our mind? Have we changed our mind at all? How many losses? Oregon's got the best chance of going undefeated of any team I've done so far. I'll tell you, I can say that. Getting Ohio State at home is huge. Huge. Who does Ohio State play before that? Again, I can't remember. Iowa, that's right. Yeah, they're going to get beat up. Yeah. Ohio State's got to play Iowa and then Oregon. Oregon gets Michigan State at home and then Ohio State at home. I'm probably going to go with Oregon to win that game. If it was in Columbus, I'd pick Ohio State. It's in Oregon. I'm probably going to end up picking Oregon. When I make the video, I'm probably going to end up picking Oregon. Ohio State, man, coach is soft. Alabama's going to have some similar problems like Oklahoma did in the first 2 years. I don't know. I think Alabama right now is a much better roster than what Brent Venables had his first year at Oklahoma. Now, DeBoer's going to have a tougher schedule this year than Venables did his first year at Oklahoma. So maybe that evens out. I don't see Michigan offensive scoring on the Ducks D. You think they're going to shut them out? I'll take that bet. I don't think they're going to shut them out. Michigan's going to have a dominant running game, I think. Yeah, Oklahoma was pretty bad off when Venables got there. Oklahoma was a talented team every year under Riley, but remember, a lot of those players left. you know. But DeBoer will have a harder schedule than what Venables had too. So, but what was Venables' record his first year at Oklahoma? Was it 7-5, 8-4, or something? What was it? What was Venables' record his first year at Oklahoma? Somebody said 7-5. Somebody said 6-7. This is why I should always just look the shit up. Let me just look it up. First year under Brent Venables, Oklahoma was 6-7. So 6-6 with a bowl loss. Yeah, there's no way, zero chance that Alabama loses 7 games. Would it be funny? Yes. And would I be on here laughing nonstop? Yes. Is there even a slight or remote chance that happens? No. Way too talented to lose 7 games. That's not happening. So that's a definite no there. Even with a harder schedule than what Brent Venables had at Oklahoma in 2022, it's not happening. All right. Missouri. Time to do Missouri. Boy, if Missouri can't win 9 games, I don't know what to tell you. Look at this schedule. Look at this schedule while I write it down, and then I'm going to ask you how many losses you see. First, I got to write it down. Why the fuck are they playing at UMass? I don't understand these teams that do that. It's retarded. Boston College, give me a break. Buffalo, Murray State. All right, what do I notice about the schedule? Back-to-back road games twice. The first one is a joke because, at Texas A&M, yeah, that's a tough place to play, but then the second one is at UMass. And then towards the end of the season, at South Carolina, at Mississippi State. Now, South Carolina is a pretty tough place to play. At Mississippi State's aggravating because of those stupid fucking cowbells. But that's 2 winnable games there. Their only other road game is Alabama. They do have a neutral site game. I think. No. No, it looks like they don't have any neutral site games. So non-con schedule: Murray State, Buffalo, Boston College, and UMass. So that's 4 winnable games. The bye week, they're spread out. That's pretty good. The bye week comes between probably their 2 toughest games of the year, at Bama and home against Oklahoma. That's a pretty good spot to have that bye week. Their other bye week is before the Texas A&M game. I mean, I guess no SEC schedules are easy, but that's one of the least difficult ones I've seen. How many losses for Missouri? How many losses? 2? 2? 2? 2, 1, 3, 3, 2. So most of y'all think they're a playoff team. 1. I'll show you what worries me. Here's what worries me. It's hard to fully trust a team. Look at Eli Drinkwitz. Okay, this isn't a situation where he's been getting a little bit better each year. Okay? This guy's a 500 coach. 5-5, 6-7, 6-7. And then out of the blue last year, you wake up in December and they're 11-2. I don't know, man. It's hard to buy into that. It's hard for me to buy into that fully. So you got Eli Drinkwitz. This will be his 5th year. And even after going 11-2 last year, he's 28-21 at Missouri. Yeah. Well, man. I don't know. I know their quarterback is back. Luther Burden is back. They had a good defense last year. We'll see how much of that they lost. I think, didn't they lose their defensive coordinator too? I think they lost their defensive coordinator too. Yeah, they lost a lot on defense. They lost the running back on offense too, Cody Schrader, who had an amazing year. He's gone. They do have Brady Cook, the quarterback, and Luther Burden, that wide receiver, and they're unbelievable. But the defense is basically being rebuilt. Yeah, well, Todd, that's what I mean. That could happen. That could be. Yeah, I don't think Brady Cook is great. We'll look at his numbers in a minute, but did all right last year. Missouri is the kind of team that sneaks up and actually beats a good team every once in a while. I mean, here's so okay, so they went 11-2 last year. All right. So now they beat Kansas State. They beat Kansas State. That was a good win. They lost to LSU. That was a great game, but they lost. They beat Kentucky. They lost to Georgia. They beat Tennessee. So I mean, they had a handful of good wins. I mean, the Kansas State win was a good win. Kansas State was a good team. Maybe they weren't great, but they were a good team. LSU, I mean, they had no defense, but they were a 9-10 win team with a Heisman winning quarterback. They lost that one. Beat Kentucky by 17. Wasn't even close. Played Georgia pretty tough in a loss. Blew out Tennessee 36-7. This is probably their most impressive win right here. 36-7 over Tennessee. That's probably their most impressive win. Florida and Arkansas were terrible. South Carolina was terrible. Vandy was terrible. Memphis, Middle Tennessee State, South Dakota. I mean, the bowl game against Ohio State is what it is. We all know what we're dealing with these bowl games, and people feel about it the way they do, and there's no change in anybody's minds about it. So it is what it is, but they did beat Ohio State 14-3. But this Tennessee win's probably their most impressive win, 36-7 against Tennessee in a game that mattered. So can't even use that as an excuse. If you're Tennessee, you just got blown out for no reason because Eli Drinkwitz stands on business. Or so I've been told. What am I looking for? All right, you know what? Before we get into the Missouri prediction, let me go pee and refill my water. And I'll be right back. Where's the thing? There you go. I'll be right back. Got to refill the water.
oceans apart. Even though my tears have dried, there's an emptiness I feel in my heart. Come forward. From the first time that I loved you, I told you from the start, our love would come together if we could stand to be apart. I never mean to break your heart, no. The days I count without you, I feel so all alone. I see you in my dreams at night, I feel your touch so strong. I feel your pain and tears miles away. I surrender my soul to you, dear. Love you, love you, love you, love Michelle. What am I supposed to do, Michelle? I never get over you, Michelle. Loving you is heaven, missing you is hell, and I need for our love to be strong. No matter where I find myself, you're always on my mind. The photograph stares back at me, reminds me that your love's deep as mine. I'm coming home to you, babe, is what I'm living for. Yeah, yeah. Love you, love you, love you, love Michelle. What am I supposed to do, Michelle? I never get over you, Michelle. Loving you is heaven, missing you is hell, and I need for our love to be strong. My swollen eyes reveal my pain as my tears fall like November rain. The light is fading, I'm just a release. Love you, love you, love you, love Michelle. What am I supposed to do, Michelle? I never get over you, Michelle. Loving you is heaven, I'm missing you is hell, and I surrender my soul to you, dear Michelle. Oh, what am I supposed to do, Michelle? I never get over you, Michelle. Loving you is heaven, missing you is hell, and I need for our love to be.
All right, relax, calm down. Here. All right, let's finish up Missouri. I did put a bet in on a 4 o'clock game too. What did I do? Well, I'm glad you asked. Hold on and I'll tell you. So I'm 1-0. I hit the over on a game earlier. I put in Orioles. I'm now on the Orioles. I need the Orioles to win. Orioles to win. That's my bet on the 4 o'clock game. Let me know. Am I winning or losing? The Orioles game. What do y'all think? The Orioles at the A's. Baltimore Orioles at Oakland A's. I took the Orioles to win. Good, bad, what? I've got the Orioles. Orioles easy. Okay, good. I'm leaving for Vegas in 2 days. I need to win this. I need to win this weekend, not lose. I'm headed to Vegas in 2 days. So the last thing I need to do is to be losing money to the bookie right before I head to Vegas. So let's rack up some wins today and tomorrow. The A's are poverty. You're right. 100%. You should read about how hard it is for a visiting team to get to the Missouri Stadium and what they have to go through and how bad it sucks there. It's really bad. There is one professional Georgia media channel that I watch, and they complain all the time about having to play at Missouri. What's up, Hogman? Reminder too, if you had a wrench and it's gone, I reset the wrenches 4 or 5 times a year, and I just recently reset all the wrenches. Everybody on the Patreon page gets a wrench, but I can only hand those out on Patreon streams. So this stream here, we're talking about Oregon. We just finished up talking about Oregon. We're about to do the notes for Missouri. After we do the notes for Missouri, I'll end the video. I'm going to do a Patreon stream later today. So if you're on Patreon and you lost your wrench, don't worry about it. Just drop into the Patreon stream later today. Leave a comment in the live chat, and I'll give you your wrench back. So don't think you did anything wrong or whatever. Every time I reset the wrenches, I get a bunch of emails from people saying, "Why'd you take my wrench away?" I just reset them 4 or 5 times a year. So that's all. It's just random. I just say, well, let's reset the wrenches, and I hand them out on the Patreon stream. So we did a Patreon stream last Saturday, or was it Monday? Actually, it might have been Monday. Anyway, I did a Patreon stream a few days ago, and I handed out wrenches to everybody that was there, and we're going to do the same thing again tonight. So everybody that's on the Patreon page, don't worry. You will get your wrench back. But I only hand them out on the Patreon stream. So again, even if you don't want to hang out later for the Patreon stream, that's fine. Just drop in long enough to leave a comment or two in the live chat so that I can give you your wrench back. The link to the Patreon page is in the description of the video that you're watching right now, and every video I've ever made. So check it out. All right, Missouri. Let's see what Missouri is about this year. What is that? I don't even know what that is. Get that off of my... Is this Missouri? Here we go. Here's Missouri. All right. Can Missouri repeat their success from last year? Let's find out. They need to find depth on defense. Blah, blah, tight win. Friendly schedule. We already talked about their schedule. Luther Burden. Brady Cook returns at quarterback. Defense is basically starting over. See, this is what, like this article I'm reading, with a high-powered offense, the Tigers have the pieces to make a run at a college football playoff spot. I just don't look at Missouri as having a high-powered offense. I think they're an efficient offense, especially last year. I mean, they ran the ball really well. And Brady Cook wasn't great, but he made some throws when he needed to, and Luther Burden is a first-round NFL talent at wide receiver. I mean, so anybody would be lucky to have him. But, like, let me look at their last year's schedule again for Missouri. High-powered offense, I guess. I mean, 35 points. I mean, they scored 23 points against Middle Tennessee. They scored 30 against Kansas State, 34 against Memphis, 38 against Vandy, 39 against LSU, 38 against Kentucky, 34 against South Carolina, 21 against Georgia, 36 against Tennessee. I mean, they are scoring a lot of points. 33 against Florida, 48 against Arkansas. I guess they do score a lot of points. When I think about Missouri, that's just not what I don't think high-powered offense, but they did put up a lot of points. All right, here we go. Offense. Brady Cook. Now, who's the backup behind Brady Cook? I know during spring, like almost all of their quarterbacks were injured. And I don't know who the back is. It's not Tyler Van Dyke, is it? Sam Horn? No, he's out. He had surgery. He's out. Drew Pine? Y'all better hope Brady Cook doesn't get hurt. That's all I can tell you there. Yeah. Better hope Brady Cook doesn't get hurt. Of course, Luther Burden. Everybody knows him. You got to know where he is all the time. Offensive coordinator Kirby Moore. So they were top 30 scoring offense. So not at the top of the list, but pretty good. Top 30 in scoring offense. Brady Cook had 3,300 yards. He's their best wide receiver for sure, but they get just about everybody else back too. Theo Weiss, Mookie Cooper. The tight end is back. $1,200 yards receiving last year as a sophomore. Cody Schrader led the SEC in rushing. He's gone to the pros. They lose 2 offensive linemen. That's pretty good. I mean, you'd like to lose none, but if you lose 2, that means you get 3 back. It looks like they're going to play a couple of transfers again. You remember Cody Schrader was a transfer from like Division II, I think. I mean, he was basically, nobody knew who he was basically. And he just exploded onto the scene last year at Missouri. And it looks like they're trying to do that again. Marcus Carroll from Georgia State and Nate Knoll from App State. This is the problem with the transfer portal. Well, not a problem with the portal, but this is a problem with teams that don't recruit in the elite category. And they strike. We talked about this with Florida State a little bit with like Keon Coleman or whatever. But like when you don't recruit in the top 10 or whatever, like Missouri clearly doesn't, and you strike gold in the transfer portal with a guy like Cody Schrader, and then he leaves, the chances that you have something on your roster to replace that with are slim to none. So you find yourself every year having to go. Kentucky does this with quarterbacks. So you find yourself every year now you got to go to the portal to get that replacement. What are the chances the replacement that they get is going to give them what Schrader gave them? Next to 0. Next to 0. Marcus Carroll from Georgia State. I don't know, man. Nate Knoll from App State. They're going to have a good passing game, though. I mean, they get all their receivers back, including Luther Burden. Brady Cook back, the quarterback, 3,300 yards last year. I guess, if they can get any running game at all, their offense will be fine. All right, on defense, now, of course, they lost their defensive coordinator. Corey Batoon takes over as defensive coordinator. All right, let's see. Missouri's defense last year allowed 14 or fewer points in 4 of its last 6 games. Pass rusher Johnny Walker Jr. is back. Defensive tackle Christian Williams. Linebacker Chuck Hicks. Linebacker Tristan Newsome. Safety Joseph Charleston. Dalen Carnell at nickel. Three of last year's top 4 tackles are gone. So the interior of the defensive line. They lost 3 defensive backs to the NFL. And Darius Robinson. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about those running backs. I don't know about this defense at all. I do know Eli Drinkwitz is a 500 coach, except for last year. That I do know. All right. They went out and got a bunch of defense through the portal. Who'd they get? A defensive tackle from Florida. A corner from Clemson. They did sign that 5-star defensive lineman, whatever his name is, Williams Nwaneri. He'll probably have to play. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'd be worried about this defense if I was a Missouri fan. I would be worried. All right, returning production for Missouri. All right, returning production. Where's Missouri? Probably pretty high on offense and probably pretty low on defense. I'm scrolling through the list here. They're 31st overall in returning production. They return 79% of their offense and 58% of their defense. Not terrible. All right. What do y'all think Vegas says about Missouri? How many wins? What does Vegas say? What's the over-under for Missouri? What do y'all think it is? I'm looking. Now would be a good time to file my daily complaint with why they don't put this list in alphabetical order. There it is, 9.5. All right. Vegas says 9.5 wins for Missouri. Would y'all take the over or under? Here's the schedule again. Oh, wait a minute. That's not it. That's it. Well, that's last year's. All right, 2024. Here you go. All right, Vegas says over under 9.5. Would y'all take the over or would y'all take the under? There's the schedule. Over 9.5 wins or under 9.5 wins? Under. Way over. 7 wins. Over. King Glee says they beating UGA. Well, King Glee's a fucking idiot because they don't play UGA. He's a fucking moron. Jesus Christ. I'd be glad when school starts back. Good God. Y'all need something to do. They don't play Georgia, dummy. I literally had the schedule on the screen, man. You couldn't get somebody to read it to you? Georgia wasn't even on there. Holy shit. He's so goddamn dumb. It don't make no sense. You're in summer school? I believe you. You don't even have to try to convince me. I believe you, dude. They don't even play Georgia. The fuck? Hard to believe how dumb some of y'all are. All right. Odds to win the SEC. What does Vegas say? One, three, five, 7. They have the 7th best odds to win the SEC. They are right behind Tennessee and right ahead of Texas A&M in terms of the odds to win the SEC. National title. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. 13th best odds to win the Natty. Thirteenth best odds to win the Natty. UJ not going 12-0. You a dumb guy. I don't know who you're talking to. I know you're not talking to me because for number 1, I'm not dumb. Number 2, I didn't say UJ was going 12-0. In fact, I've said a million times nobody in the SEC is going 12-0. So I don't know if you do you eat through a straw? Do you eat through a straw, buddy? Or it's like, it almost seems like you're arguing with yourself. You're arguing points that haven't been made. Fucking retard syndrome over there. Boy, it's about to storm here. And I'm happy as hell about it. What would the spread be if Georgia played LSU? Georgia would be about a 2-touchdown favorite, probably. Georgia's favored against every team in the country. I mean, doesn't mean Georgia would win, but you're talking about the Vegas numbers. Georgia is favored against anybody on a neutral field. Yes, they are. You can look these things up, man. They're a 3.5-point favorite on the road at Alabama. They're a 2-point favorite on the road at Texas. They're about a 10-point favorite on the road at Ole Miss. And those are road games. So you're talking about a hypothetical matchup with LSU. Yes, they would be about a 2-touchdown favorite against LSU on a neutral site. You can look these things up. They might lose at Texas. You could be right. They're not winning all. They're not going undefeated. I don't think anybody in the SEC is going undefeated. Bama will beat UJ by 17. You won't bet $1 on that, Jarvis. You're too stupid to have money. That's a shame. You're too stupid to have money. I wish you had some money, but you're most likely too stupid to have money. But I'd love to take that bet. LSU going 11-1. Not with that defense, buddy. Sorry. Didn't do enough to fix your defense in the offseason. You missed on every defensive tackle transfer you tried to get. Your secondary is still a disaster. And Garrett Nussmeier isn't even in the same universe as Jaden Daniels. So LSU will win 8 or 9 games. Come up just short of the playoffs. LSU's defense will be better than Georgia's? I hope you're trolling, man. I hope you're trolling. The Netherlands just scored to take a 2-1 lead over Turkey in the 76th minute. Lou, did you pick Oklahoma to beat Missouri? You'll have to go back and watch the Oklahoma video. Or wait for the Missouri video to come out in a couple of days. But I've already done the Oklahoma video, so you can go look and see. You can watch it. Ohio State has a super team. They're probably the most talented roster in the country. Brian Kelly is a joke, and LSU will never win a national title as long as he's the coach. Damn. Is that true, Oregon man? Will Howard be worse than Kyle McCord? Yeah, Ohio State has kind of changed philosophies over the last couple of years. I mean, they went from having, 5,000-yard quarterbacks every year with Justin Fields and C.J. Stroud to being basically a running team that plays top 5 defense. If Ohio State had the defense they had last year, the previous 3 or 4 years, they would have won at least one national title with Justin Fields or C.J. Stroud. But the defense kept letting them down in those years. Their defense is top 5 now. So, look at the last 3 national title winners, Georgia and Michigan. I mean, Stetson Bennett and J.J. McCarthy aren't gunslinging, Like, who would you rather have between Stetson Bennett, J.J. McCarthy, Justin Fields, C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young? I'd rather have any of those other quarterbacks. None of them won natties, though. Bryce Young, no natties. Justin Fields, no natty. C.J. Stroud, no natty. Who's winning the natties? Stetson Bennett. Why? Running game, great defense. J.J. McCarthy, top 5 defense, 2 NFL running backs. And Ohio State is headed down that road. I'm not saying they're going to win a national title, but it's clear that Ohio State has changed their philosophy as far as what it takes to win a national title. When you look at the quarterbacks they're bringing in now and the defense they're putting on the field now versus what they were doing 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, the difference is night and day. Hey, Toot, come here. Not you. Perkins is a great player. Yeah, he is. On the outside as a pass rusher. Like he was 2 years ago. Last year, he was just a pretty average inside line. I don't know. LSU moved him from the outside to the inside. Now he's just an average player. I mean, I don't get it. He's one of the best outside pass rushers on the planet. So what does LSU do? Move him to inside linebacker. No one even knew who he was last year. All right. We did Oregon. We did Missouri. I put the Texas video out earlier today. So if you're curious about my thoughts on Texas or what my record prediction for Texas is, you can watch the Texas prediction video that I put up earlier. Penn State is the next prediction video that's coming out. And then we just did the notes on this live stream for Oregon and Missouri. So those will be the prediction videos to come out. So Texas came out today. The next one is Penn State. Then it'll be Oregon. Then it'll be Missouri. Reminder that there will be a Patreon stream later this evening. Let's see, what time is it? I'm eating at 5:30. So I will go live on Patreon after I eat dinner. So around 6 or 6:30, I'll be back live, but on Patreon. So we're handing out wrenches. So I reset all the wrenches. If you're a member of the Patreon page, you get a moderator wrench on the channel. But I reset the wrenches a few days ago. The only way I can add them back is during a live stream. So everybody on the Patreon gets the wrench. So even if you don't want to hang out tonight over on the Patreon page, drop by at least long enough to leave a comment or two in the live chat so that I can get you your wrench back. So that'll be tonight sometime around 6:30. We'll do a Patreon stream. So if y'all want to hang out, talk some college football, watch some baseball, whatever it is y'all want to do, I'll be back live on Patreon around 6:30 or so. Everybody on the Patreon streams will get their wrench back. What else? I guess that's it. No live shows next week. I've been trying to announce this as much as I can. No live streams at all next week. I'll be out of town Monday to Saturday. There will be videos uploaded throughout the week while I'm gone. These prediction videos, but there won't be any live streams. If you want to check out the Patreon page, the link is in the description of the video. Feel free. We have a really good time over there. Football season is 6 weeks away. I stream all day during football season, mostly on the Patreon page. We have a really good time over there. The college football video game comes out in a couple of weeks. I'll be doing a lot of stuff on the Patreon page with the new college football video game, and it's a great way to help support the channel. Link is in the description. Patreon stream tonight at 6:30. Come get your wrench. I'll see y'all then. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Have a good morning. Even you, LSU, man.